something's taking the bobber. The bobber is moving around. You can see it right there. That's when you know a fish is trying to take it. So I don't know how big this fish is. I'm gonna let it take it. Keep taking it. Oh, got him. Whee! Caught a fish. No skunk. What's up, field trippers? It's Mr. Hang himself taking you on another field trip, and today we're gonna go get some bait. I haven't fished with bait in a while. Normally it's lure, but here we go. We're gonna get some bait here at PetSmart, and we are going to go fish for some bluegills. That's my old stomping ground because I used to do bluegills until I graduated to, more ocean fishing. But today I feel like bluegill fishing, so I'm gonna go bluegill fishing. Alrighty, here we are. We're gonna get some live worm on the inside of here. Now, some people are gonna go for the wax worm when they're going for bluegills. I find wax worm to be easily reusable, but I find that it is also kind of annoying because I feel like I catch as much bluegills with this fish or crappies, with this wax worm. But I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with the mealworms. Yes, sir. That is my go-to. And some people go for crickets. That is my go-to for pan fishing, such as for bluegills or sunfish. And you do you. Let me know what you guys do, because I'm gonna get my mealworm and go catch myself a meal. I'm just joking. I don't eat the fish. I just catch and release. As you can see here, I'm driving to El Dorado Park. That's where I go fish for bluegills. Sometimes I'll double up with 2 fishing poles, 1 bait and weight, and then 1 where I'm actively fishing for bluegills. And the bait and weight is for bass. Put a night crawler on there or something like that, but I don't feel like getting dirty tonight with the night crawler. So I'm just gonna go strictly for bluegills with 1 fishing rod. Oh yeah, and the fishing rod, it's a Phoenix. I don't know which one, but it's like 7 feet long. It's super thin and wavy, and it whips real easy. So yeah, throw a bobber on there, and then throw a hook at the bottom. Hook the mealworm. I got the giant mealworms. I didn't mention that earlier, but I'm gonna catch me some fish, hopefully. Hopefully. I have not fished for bluegills in a while, but I've mastered them. I've mastered catching bluegills. Now here's the giant mealworm that I've talked about. I got I showed you guys the small mealworm the other time, but the giant mealworms are a little bit bigger. You'll see in a little bit. Obviously I need this. I need this to protect my eyes. I need this to hold the fish. I need my backpack with all my gear. And then, here it is, the Phoenix rod. Choose your weapon. Let me put this down. I haven't used that in a minute. But yeah, there it is. The back of my trunk looks like this. So this is the setup that I do right here. I hook the worm from the bottom up. If you can see here, from the booty up to the head. So that way the fish goes for the head. And then I would adjust the bobber starting around 2 feet, and then I'll drop it to lower around like 3 feet or up to 5 feet, depending on where I'm trying to find a fish. So you gotta strike, you gotta find that strike zone when it takes a while. So wish me luck. Hopefully I land something on the first cast, hopefully. There it goes. So I'm waiting for that bobber to go up and down, up and down. And if I see that bobber sinking, I just whip real quick. Make sure you're waiting patiently. Might be a while. So I'm gonna just adjust this for the strike zone to be around like 4 feet or so. Maybe, 3 to 4 feet. So I'm gonna try not to cast and get caught on trees and stuff like that, because if you see here, this is all I have to cast. This is all the space I have to work with. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna try to cast it as far. Oh, no, that was bad. That was a bad cast. But anyways, some more tips here is that you reel it in slow. If you don't see any action, you reel it in real slow. Like right now I have a lot of line, so you don't want it to be too loose. You wanna reel it in until you see the bobber starts moving, right? I don't know if you can see the bobber because it's super far away, but once the bobber is not getting any action, you reel it in slow every 1 minute to 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. You move it a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, because sometimes the fish, they just like to chase, right? They like to chase the lure. And then sometimes you just gotta go find the strike zone or where the fish are by moving the bobber a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And then you fan out, left, right, slightly go to the right, slightly to the right, slightly to the right, slightly to the right, slightly to the right, until you basically have tried everywhere and at every depth to find the strike zone. And if you're not getting anything, go ahead and move on to another location. Yeah, I tapped out at that location, but I'm gonna come somewhere over here now. Hopefully I'll find some space to fish next to that guy, because I do catch a lot of fish to that guy on the right over there. He's going for some bass. I'm going for some bluegills. So hopefully I'll land something over there. I noticed that the water is really low. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna readjust this to about 2 feet, maybe even 1 foot if I'm feeling desperate to find the fish. There's specific strike zone. You just have to understand the lay of the land of where the structures are, meaning like, see that piece of log right there? If this was deeper, a lot of fish would be hiding right here from the bass, so that way the bass don't eat them, right? So since it's low tide, or not low tide, but this is like low from here, I'm gonna cast over there where there's structure. Hopefully 1 feet or 2 feet deep is the strike zone, but this is really low right now. So it's gonna be hard to catch fish. Found myself some grass, and guess what? Grass is where bluegills like to hide from the bass. There it is. This guy swallowed pretty deep, so I might have to cut the line. As you can see, guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but you really have to kind of know where they like to hide, you know what I mean? Like, these little guys will hide in structure, in grass, just to hide from the bass. I know that rhymes, but you get my point. I'm not a rapper, I just happen to accidentally do that. So yeah, this is pretty deep, and I'm gonna have to cut this line to make sure that this guy can stay alive. Okay, well there you go. Hopefully you learned something. I'm gonna get this guy off the hook and go pick up my daughter and take her to Knott's Berry Farm. Whee! Caught a fish, no skunk. I got lucky. This little guy right here, he took the worm, and it was easy to just pull this out of his mouth. So this little guy right here, thank you for coming out to play, bluegill. Hopefully when I throw you back, a bass is not gonna get you, all right? Take one last gander at this pretty little guy. Pretty little baby, throw you back in the water. Bye-bye, little guy. Thanks for coming out to play. Something's taking the bobber. The bobber's moving around, you can see it right there. That's when you know a fish is trying to take it. So I don't know how big this fish is. I'm gonna let it take it, keep taking it. Oh, got him. Whee! Hope it didn't swallow. This one's a bigger one. Hey, let's go, another bluegill. I mean, perfect hook set right there on the nose. Yes, sir. That's the best way to do it. All right, let me unhook this guy real quick. Easy to unhook, unlike the last one. So you can see here. Oh, flapping around, flapping around. It did not hurt the fish. The hook set is right there on the nose. So I'll just pull this up. See what I tell you? They go for the head. See, the head is gone. See that? The head is gone. You can't use this anymore, okay? Okay, I'll take you off, All right, so those are some of my tips right there. Hopefully you guys found something useful, and if you let me know in the comments down below what was useful for you, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you land some fish, subscribe to the channel or give me a like if you learned something new. So there we are, another bluegill. This one is prettier than the last one, and bigger too. Look at that. Okay. All right, little guy, I gotta go home and pick up my daughter. I know I said that earlier, but I wanted to fish some more because, you know, when you get a chance to come out here and play, you want to enjoy literally every last minute of it. The sun is setting back there, and I'm enjoying my summer. Got a beautiful little pond right here in the background for you to see. It's a great life. Enjoying the birds. You hear the birds? Oh my goodness. I feel so blessed to have this opportunity to go fishing for enjoyment. Now, before I go, I forgot to mention what hook size I use. So I use the owner's hook, size 8, and then I use these bobbers right here. I don't know what size they are, but they have like a little weight right here. You see that? These size hooks and these size bobbers. So they're not too big, and it's easy to, hook the fish when the mouth of the fish is really small. You want to use a smaller hook. You don't want to go for like an owner size 2. Look at this. See that? An owner size 2 is way too big of a hook. This is for catching hooks. This is for catching fish with a bigger mouth that can actually swallow this hook, and then you pull it back out. So those are just some tips right there for you. Hopefully you found this useful. And again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we say goodbye. Wait, let me pull this out. Rock, paper, peace. Let's hang out again on the next field trip.